the Registrar Olabisi Onabanjo University, Dr. Bayo Orukoto, members of the family of the inaugural lecturer, staff and students of Best University of Technology, OTA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Having established the protocol, I have the singular honor to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediro, for his opening remarks. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand, sit, and also embrace the already well established protocol by the Registrar and Secretary Council of Best University of Technology, OTA. I have the singular honor and privilege today to welcome you all to the 6th Inaugural Lecture of Best University of Technology, OTA, delivered today, Friday, 14th March 2025, by our own dear Professor Sunday Ojo Fayomi, the indefatigable Dean of College of Engineering. I thought you'd give me a round of applause for that. So on behalf of the promoter, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo GCFR PhD, the President and Chairman, Board of Trustees, Asiwaju Dr. Kola Jamudu, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Nnaji, and all members of the Governing Council of this great university, Senate, members of management, staff and students of Bells University of Technology, OTA. I welcome our eminent guests, various stakeholders here present, the entire academia and intelligentsia to this landmark event. Because we have quite a number of people online and those who are seated here who may be new to our history, permit me to go back the memory lane a bit. Bells University of Technology, OTA, is the first private university of technology in Nigeria. It was established July 2005, and it took off immediately. It received her license from the NUC, meaning that we have been in operation for the last 20 years. This year marks our 20th anniversary. And in these 20 years, the university has experienced a lot. We have had our moments of achievement, very notable achievements within these 20 years. We have moved along with the vision and mission of our founding fathers, who decided at that time to move into the landscape of Nigeria, particularly the education landscape of this country, with a private university of technology. And I'm sure we all know very well that a university of technology is highly capital intensive. That notwithstanding, the founding fathers made incursion into this landscape. I think we should give a round of applause for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have moved along, and today's event is a public lecture. It's a form of public lecture. And over time, public lectures have become one of the veritable rituals of the learning environment. Like this one today, public as it is, especially academic lecture, have evolved to become a mainstay of drawing attention to and especially celebrate the achievement and attainment of a scholar, and it is also a notable event. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen, on this, it is noted that there are 3 traditional lectures which mark significant areas and milestones of an academic journey of a university professor. They are the inaugural lecture, the university lecture, and the valedictory lectures. These are the 3 traditional lectures. There are quite other lectures, but these are the significant ones which are traditional to the professor's journey in the academia. And among these 3, the inaugural lecture and the valedictory lectures hold particular significance. Ladies and gentlemen, an inaugural lecture, like the one of today, is delivered at the onset of a professorship. It's a celebratory event that allows the scholar, the professor, to introduce his area of specialization, outline future research directions, and showcase the professor's contributions to his field or discipline. This lecture is both a recognition of past achievements and the beginning of a new chapter, setting the tone for the professor's upcoming work and impacts within the academic community. As we gather today, we celebrate our previous inaugural lecturers, that is the ones in Bells University of Technology. The first and the maiden inaugural lecture was delivered by our eminent professor, Professor O.A.B. Ogumoyela, a professor of food sciences in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. And his topic that day was food product development, quality assurance, and nutrition within the human senses. The second one, Professor G.J. Osemobo, a professor of conservative biology, College of Natural and Applied Sciences also. And his topic was crisis in forest conservation in Nigeria, threats to livelihoods and human survival. The third was delivered by our late Professor G.O. Oluwadare, a professor of metallurgy, also in the College of Engineering, just like our professor of today. And the topic, minerals, metals, and materials, the hidden wealth of a nation. The fourth was delivered by Professor Olubukola Kufuriji, FNSM, and the current Dean of College of Postgraduate Studies of this university. She is a professor of food microbiology in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, her topic of that day was fungal impact on man. Fungal impact on man from waste to health. The last but not the least, which was the fifth one, was delivered by the Dean, the current Dean of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Professor Violet Nkechi Atasi. Her topic, being the professor of chemistry But chemistry is reaction. Reaction is chemistry. As a continuation of the above, we also celebrate our own Professor Ojo Sunday Fayomi, Professor of Mechanical Engineering, in the specialized area of material processing and production technology. He is the current Dean, College of Engineering. I think you'll give me another round of applause. Today, he delivers our 6th inaugural lecture titled Man and Materials, the Indivisible Entities. In the light of this, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to an exciting occasion, a landmark occasion, where our lecturer today will be delivering his inaugural lecture in mechanical engineering. In light of this, I wish to heartily congratulate our inaugural lecture, my friend, my brother, my colleague, and our colleague, Professor O.S. Fayomi, the inaugural lecture of today, on the success of today, and to especially welcome each and every one of you to this occasion. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Can we sustain the applause for our Vice Chancellor, Professor J.O. Ojodino? Thank you, sir. Next is the citation of the inaugural lecturer of today, and permit me to call on the professor to stand while we are going to play the abridged version of a citation. Please step forward, please. Professor
Fayomi is a full professor of mechanical engineering with bias in material processing and production technology. He is currently serving as the Dean of the College of Engineering and Chairman, Corporate Affairs Unit, Office of the Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology, OTA. Professor Fayomi obtained National Diploma from the Polytechnic in Kebbi State, Higher National Diploma from Federal Polytechnic in Kogi State. He obtained a postgraduate diploma from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agboiwe, Bachelor's of Engineering honors from Bells University of Technology. He bagged his master's with distinction and doctorate degree from Shrine University of Technology, Pretoria, South Africa. Professor Ojosunbo Fayomi rose to become a distinguished exceptional professor in 2021 with a massive contribution to new material development for multifaceted application. He is a visiting scholar to several universities locally and internationally. He is an extraordinary professor with Shrine University of Technology, Pretoria, and senior research associate with University of Johannesburg. He has to his credit over 600 indexed international local peer review articles and conferences, 5 author books, 2 patents. Professor Fayomi currently has over 7,201 citations, 48 indexed Google Scholar, 4,282 citations, with 32 indexed reports. He has supervised over 150 international research and industrial projects, evaluated 15 doctoral degree holders and 42 master's degree students, apart from the ongoing postgraduate supervision. Professor Fayomi is a sought-after inspirational public speaker and lecturer to many industries, universities, and institutes. He is a global reviewer to the highly rated scientific journal and conference publishers. He is a member of several engineering bodies, such as Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, and member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE. He is an achieved researcher to audiences in Belgium, Mauritius, Malaysia, United States, Greece, United Kingdom, South Africa, China, and Nigeria. And he is happily married to his sweetheart, Dr. Gloria Fayomi, who currently works with University of South Africa, and they are blessed with 2 children, Isaac Jr. and Triumph.
Thank you, thank you. I think that deserves another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellor, the Deans, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, without any delay, I want to welcome to the podium for his presentation a distinguished, exceptional Professor of Engineering for his inaugural lecture, Professor Isaac Fayomi. You are welcome.
The Vice Chancellor, sir. Studio, please. Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, sir. The Deputy Vice Chancellor of our great university. The Registrar, the Bursar, the University Librarian, Deans and Director here are present, distinguished colleagues, staff and students of Burns University of Technology, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I give God thanks and glory to God Almighty for the privilege to stand before you, sir, to deliver this inaugural lecture. The Holy Bible says, eyes has not seen, none hear heard, neither is he entered into the heart of man, the things that God has in stock for them that loves him. I am a living witness of the fulfillment of Scripture. I am a living witness of the fulfillment of Scripture, and I hold God thanks. This is indeed the Lord's doing, and is marvelous in my eyes. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, having felt so greatly honored to be given the opportunity to stand here today to give a steward account of my research experience, the contribution that I have made, and advance the front of the knowledge, as well as the current research effort, I will seek your permission, sir, to let the audience know that today is not just an ordinary day for me or occasion in my life. Today marks my 41st birthday and the 16th year of great, colorful, blissful, wonderful journey of marriage with a priceless worth and a wife. Timmy, thanks for being there always. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my journey to the world of academics is not characterized by passion alone, but a predestination. I'm a product of mercy. Anoni Moriba. Growing up was very tough. My father was a rank and file in the police office, as a police officer, a farmer. My mother was a petty trader and a gari fire. Anywhere my father was posted to, because he loves farming, I must farm. And I happens to be his trusted deputy, which means I must also learn to farm. Unfortunately, with my entire father farming skill, I got admission to the Polytechnic in Kebbi State, which means getting money to school became a problem.
In the adventure of that, I was with my father for 2 months after the student resumption because of 5,700. These fateful days, fateful day, a newly graduated assistant superintendent of police saw me and my father on his way to the police station where he just finished his night duty to return his rifle. And he said, "Why is this handsome boy not in school?" Now I know the reason why my wife is following me. That he saw an handsome boy. So my father replies, I told him, "I'm looking for money." The young ASP counted the exact money that I needed and gave it to me, to my father. Immediately my father gave the money to me to travel back to meet my mom in a town called Share. He said, "Get professor for me and get others for yourself." This professorial passage has been a journey of tireless and selfless dedication, devotion, and development. Indeed, I hold God thanks. This lecture is dedicated to Jesus, my parents, and my wife for being there always with me. Mr. Chairman, sir, I started my career in life as a cleaner in academic environment, and standing before you, the great scholar and guest, is a great honor of a lifetime for me. Today's lecture is the 6th inaugural lecture of this great citadel, second in the College of Engineering since the establishment, where by divine election I am also serving as the dean from 2021 to date. I am also glad to be the first to present inaugural lecture after the Times Higher Educational announcement of Best University at the 41st Sub-Saharan Africa. Sincerely speaking, I think we can, at the 45th Sub-Saharan Africa, and if my birthday is 41, then that means I'm in tandem with the 41st of our great university. Studio, please, can you hear us, please? Please. Sir, to the glory of God, I was also present at your bilateral lecture, sir, which has a huge success. And you emphatically say, just as you mentioned this morning, that 3 lectures traditionally mark significant milestones in the academic journey of a university. I guess I am in tune. You start the inaugural lecture, the university lecture, the bilateral lecture. You press on by saying, inaugural lecture and bilateral lecture holds a particular significance. Sir, inaugural lecture is also supposed to serve as an opportunity for the professor to inform the public in a simple language what he or she professes, the contribution made, the problem made, the projection for the future, even though in doing so there might be constraint for the layman to understand some of the technical terms the professor may encounter having to use in order to justify his expertise. Sir, I profess material processing and production technology to the study of mechanical system. So please permit me, sir, to use material terms. In doing so, I shall endeavor to be as modest as possible so as to not bore the professional in an attempt not to sideline the non-professional. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, God from the creation showed how important material things were in modeling the world. The action of God not only has shown the link between man and materials, as we can see from the picture, but also the importance of the material for keeping up and developing human life. We saw from this analysis that man is material, and material must survive with, and man must survive with materials. Therefore, man is material and material is man. From Genesis to Revelation, there are profound examples of material used to accomplish divine purpose and fulfill human needs. The ark of Noah, made from the wood and carefully sealed with pitches, play a key role in the preservation of life through the great flood. We also know that the tabernacle and the temple built from gold, silver, acacia wood, precious stone, while at the very center of worship and reflections of God's glory. What this means is this: in the building of Solomon temple, material was selected for beauty and durability, as we can see. The cedar wood of Lebanon, the overlay of gold, bronze for basins and pillar, all shows the influence of material as being described in this picture. It is very good to also know this. Now look at all where we are seated today. The chairs you are sitting on is materials. The clothes you are wearing is materials. The AC that is working is built by material. The vice chancellor cloth is material, and that is very, very important for us to understand. The mark I'm using is true materials. So without material influence, we can't be here. So I think it is very important to give a round of applause to the world on what material is doing around us. Thank you very much. Mr. President, sir, nations have risen to global prominence by unlocking the potential of their material resources, using them to leverage technological advancement and breakthroughs. We know about US today, endowed with iron ore, coal, petroleum. They have developed a strong industrial base, from the data line that we know and the chips we are seeing. Now they are known as technological powerhouse. Why? Because of the semiconductors they use, the electronics, magnifications, aviations, space explorations. These are some of the giant things that US have done. We know about the world factory nation, China, taking the lead in the modern technology. We talk about the smartphones that all of us use today, electronic vehicles, renewable energy system, as we can see from on top of the picture that is displayed. Now, can we look at this nation who have no major natural resources? The nation called Japan. Japan has no natural resources. With innovation in material science advances, today they are one of the greatest nation to produce what they call carbon fiber, superconductor, electronics, robotics, and automobile. The Toyota most of us are using, especially in Nigeria, we can see 80% or 50% are from Japan. This is adventure of a nation without a mineral resources. But what happens to Africa? South Africa has also done so well. They are the leading player in mines and material processing. Today, South Africa have the strongest metallurgical industry, dealing with what we call the refined platinum from South Africa for their chips and other silicon reserve materials. And this is significant giant step from African continent. The question to ask is this: but where is Nigeria in this divine mandate to dominate the earth with the material God has endowed us with? To be sure, God has so richly endowed Nigeria with solid minerals such as 3 billion metric tons of iron ore is in this nation. In Kogi, Enugu, Niger State, we have over 40 million tons of tax deposit and mass reserve nearing over 3 billion tons of coal. This is one of the natural resources that we have with enormous platforms. Mr. President, sir, today within the Nigerian white space, we have the geographical spreadsheet of this showing that Nigeria is blessed with iron ore, gold, copper, mica, just name it. These natural resources given to us. Yes, where are we as a nation? Ladies and gentlemen, we also have distributions based on the geopolitical zones, as you can see in the picture, displayed on the board. This is very interesting that we take advantage of what our nation is endowed with. Sir, these are enormous resources, but we have not yet managed to annex them into a well-functioning industrial base or achieve the desired level of national development. In sharp contrast, The material sector in Nigeria faces daunting challenge. Our steel milling rolling mills remains idle for incomplete infrastructure, Nigerian energy shortage, and inconsistency in policy implementation. The table below that will be seen now shows the status of the steel plant in Nigeria. For example, Ajakuta Steel Company, an icon of hope for industrialization, has been allowed to lie idle as a testament of mismanagement and missed opportunity. To this, coupled with the neglect of the fundamental industry like steels and over-dependence on oil. From the picture that is displayed, we can see the status there: non-operation, partial operation, non-operation, operational. Only few is operating to the fullest. But look at the capacity as was displayed: 1.3 million tons of steel annually. Any nation that will rise to this prominence must endeavor to work on materials and steel for this global world empowerment. And this is what Nigeria need to focus on. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a hope. I know God provision for these natural resources remind us of our potentials to rise as a nation. Unless Nigerians take responsibility, such entrusted wealth cannot be explored. Sir, therefore, we take us on a journey this morning on the world of materials, looking at their roles in shaping human history. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, material engineering is a discipline aimed to research structure, properties, processing, and performance. For science, we develop our energy from structure and properties and metamorphose into what we call the processing and performance. Engineering take what structure and properties look like and use it for our processing and performance. And that is why you see what we are seeing today. Ladies and gentlemen, from primitive settlement which knew only simple materials have been in existence. From the stone age of our father to the renowned copper age, now to the bronze age, and now to the iron age. Nigerian, as of this point, are still on the iron age when we're supposed to have metamorphosed into a new frontiers. Sir, the 21st century advances, however, it came with the commonly known what we call material evolution, where impetus from the advanced polymer, ceramics, and composite revolution we have to be the order of the day. Sir, today material revolution is in three folds: matter as itself. There is no nation that can go up to this prime without matter. The non-matter, then the composite. In the non-matter world, we have the organic and the inorganic. In the organic formations, we have the polymer, plastics, and the wood. In the inorganic, we have the ceramics that we all use in our home today. In the inorganic, we also have the water graphite and calcium oxide. From the composite today that we use, we have the metal ceramics, the organic ceramics, and other carbon metals. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, there is no way an engineer will function without what we call the physics of materials and chemistry of materials. In the physics of materials, we deal with the quantum mechanics, and from there we move into what the thermodynamics influence of it. At the chemistry form, we look at the atomic structure of how materials can form and polymer infusion. With this, the essence of engineering is where metallurgy came in to be, where we have to do what we call the alloying process and heat treatment or casting, as the case may be. But we will look at the picture clearly. You will realize that within these three interplay, there is something at the middle, and it's called the advanced material development. In other words, there is no way physics can stay, there is no way chemistry can stay alone, there is no way engineering can stay alone. They have to work together to produce what we call the advanced engineering materials. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, material science has many uses. As I've mentioned, and its progression is wide. Take for instance, in electronics, in aerospace, in energy system, in healthcare and biotechnology, in telecommunication, and in construction. Today, sir, as we all know, in the new advances, a few days ago, I was going through online and I saw this car built on what we refer to as a car coupled with a jet. I don't know if the studio can play it for us quickly. This car is a car and it has a jet display on there inside it. That means you buy the car, if you want to fly, you can fly. This shows the advancement of engineering material to new world. You can see the whole product was made through material, lightweight material. It's a jet. Yes, it's a car. That means you can use it. Every function was produced through lightweight material. Advances the cause of engineering principle. Without doubt, with what we have seen, advancement in materials have transformed various industries, from construction to oil and gas to energy and to manufacturing system. Nigeria is laboring on material science recently. We saw the aero contractor in recent time trying to show their way from. We also saw the innocent motor trying to couple some of our material our cars. This is a good adventure. In recent time also, we have what we call the cement giant in Nigeria. The cement giant in Nigeria, the Dangote, the Elephant, the Bua, all of them are trying to make use of material deposit to transform the global world. We also have the waste to wet recycling through the use of material to transform the world into a new frontiers. Presently, Dangote refinery, as of last week, I was listening to the news and I was told that now they produce what we call a polymer from their product. This is a good advancement for materials world. Ladies and gentlemen, having seen this, Nigerian material science sector has great potential for industrialization and economic growth, but there are challenges. And one of the challenges is insufficient advanced facility. In modern world, modern growing nation, engineering facility for material characterization is essential, and these need to be put in place. Number two is the research funding. What is Nigeria doing concerning the research funding for transforming scientific discovery into what we call prototypes? These have to be looked into. They will talk about the skill workforce. We need to develop material scientists and engineer to transform this global phenomenon into what we really need. Mr. President, sir, understanding engineering materials is critical in the development of this composite, as well as the ability to modify structure. The need for high performance material has triggered fundamental research in advanced materials. Today, we develop high entropy alloy, especially for hot to bind. Today, we have titanium implants for biomedical application. These are products of material functions, and we need to take advantage of these as a nation. The process of developing advanced material is supposed to be understood, because it comprises three things. Number one, the nanomaterials. Number two, the composite material. And number three, the high entropy alloys. And in doing this, it is good to know that there is need for us to understand how these materials can be formed and produced. Most of this equipment that we are talking about is one, the atomic force microscope for the understanding topography and colossus of material. We have the scanning electron microscope to understand the structural behavior and microstructural response of developed alloys. For transmission electron microscope, it gives us the intensity of the X-ray function. Then we have for the X-ray diffractions, it helps us to understand the intermetallic response and phases across board. This is so essential for us to take note on. As I begin to round up, what is this future directions in advanced material development? In recent time, we have what we call eco-friendly materials, multifunctional materials, and smart materials. These things is essential. The world is going in a smart way, and that is why we develop smart material. Today, I make use of waste in developing composite for engineering application. In doing this also, it is important for us to know that even this material is formed, materials work like human being. When a man is born, at a particular age you begin to deteriorate. The same way it is in material also deteriorate, and it deteriorates through the function of what we call corrosion. Corrosion is one of the major challenge in materials world. The World Corrosion Organization expert attested that annually there is a global challenge amounting to 2.5 trillion US dollars of corrosion challenge, both in oil and gas, transportations, infrastructures, and power generation. Therefore, there is need for us to find solutions to corrosion challenge. As we can see from the board, we have corrosion that can occur as a result of environmental conditions, corrosion that can occur as a result of material composition, corrosion that occur as a result of electrochemical potentials. And this is one of the catastrophe that nation is facing today. In this lecture, in my lab, through the help of the vice chancellor of our great university, we have this equipment that I always use to monitor the corrosion system for my research. This electrochemical system is what we use every day. We have the accelerated corrosion testing for evaluations of corrosion propagations. We have the substrate testers for knowing the rate of corrosion over time. With this, it is important to mention that while there is a corrosion, there is need for also to find a way to prevent it. And there are few ways to prevent. One of it is coating, which I've used in my study. Another one is through corrosion inhibitor. The last one is through what we call surface treatment and alloying. As I begin to round up my talks, I would like to say that I'll be speaking or picking some of my advances one after the other in these three before I conclude. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my contribution to knowledge in this regard: life as a way of purifying those who will dare surrender to its process and life lessons. My story is one of the enduring faith and unrelenting pursuit of excellence against all odds. I grew up knowing the essence of hard work, resilience, and power of vision as an academia. This is the place I live. Please go back to the picture before now, please. Go back to the picture before now. That is the place I start my life with my beautiful wife and my son. At the journey, that is the house I was living in, this altar. As I move on to my journey, was not easy. It was carried by financial struggle. There are nights when I can't sleep, and I have to sleep in the laboratory because I could not afford decent housing. At times, I could barely afford meals. Yet, through faith, disciplines, and relentless determination, I proceed forward. In South Africa, that is the house I slept. My mates are in the town. I have to go to the village where the lab is. That is this place I was sleeping for years. Having understood this, I know one of the greatest strengths is taking responsibility, collaborating with people, and growing young minds. These are people I've worked with. I work with anybody, the old, the young, and the middle class. Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further, it's because I'm standing on the shoulder of the giants." In my little life, I work with people who are ahead of me so that I can learn more from them. This is my experience as a young lad growing up. Planting myself into others is one of my greatest feats. I like imparting myself into people. These are moments of my journey as a nation, as a Nigerian, imparting to the global world and teaching them the way to work as a lab scientists. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, today is a different story. I celebrate grace through dedication and God grace. I have published 600 peer-reviewed journals articles, supervised numerous research projects, 2 international patents to my credit, mentored the new generation of engineers, appeared in top 50 scholar in Africa and in 2% scientists in the world. As of 3 days ago, with my contribution to the research world, I have citation of 7,429. It keeps going per day. In Google Scholar and in ResearchGate, I have 4,339. 467 in Scopus today. Many of my achievements by grace and those contributions can be seen on my personal website with Ojoson de Fayomi inscribed there. Mr. Vice sir, these are my few contributions that I can place in here because of our time, sir. On coatings, high entropy alloy and corrosion development, sir, I have developed by grace electrolytes, coatings that industry are using today. By grace, I have developed electrolyte that South African nation are using for the small scale enterprise. This is to the glory of God, and I have patents in records for all those great things that is happening. I will take 3 studies so that we round up. I have investigated the nanomechanical response and corrosion resistance of copper-based high entropy alloy for anti-corrosion and structural application with this man seated here. The result shows that high entropy alloy exhibit the best corrosion resistance with a corrosion rate of 0.0639 against the control sample. We try to study the microstructural behavior, and we look at the existence of copper zinc's interplay on the microstructural response. We look at the EDS structure of the material response, and we look at the interplays of the granite properties as expected. I've also developed what I refer to as titanium carbide, titanium boride modified zinc, titanium carbide, titanium boride system. That is a ceramic composite. And the result we find out is that the micro hardness properties of this material developed for coating increase significantly with high durability and performance. This work was for an industry in United States. The work was also published in high rated journals in Elsevier and in Q1. From the result, we also saw the crystal formations across board. So, Chairman, please can you just move on please with me? I'm in slide 59 please, 58. Then we also have the crystal formations, especially for the atomic force microscope, showing the undulations of those material response. This indicates that regardless of the composite developed, that's what we call an undulations within the coating interface. And the last one on this platform is the development of inhibitors. I developed inhibitors through an expired drugs called amoxicillin and forvins. These drugs were used to develop a sound corrosion inhibitor for industry with temperature variation of 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree, and 60 degree. From the result, we are able to conclude that absorptions of inhibitor on the metal surface must be in line with the isotopes that should be responsible for it. And the result gave us an excellent response. The pictures also depicted within the micrographs of the pitching evolution, and also we go ahead to look at the surface response of this material across board. And lastly, for marine industry, I develop what I refer to as additive of zinc titanium zinc boride surface bath coating. Before now, we always use what we call oxide bath. From oxide bath, we move to what we call the chloride bath. But because of this research, we have to move to what we call surface bath because of the challenge of the chloride formation. We use eco-friendly material called solanum, and the result indicates that there is wear rate reduction when surface active eco-friendly material is inoculated into electrolyte system. We have the structure here showing the dissections of the response of the coating and the section apart, especially when we are trying to look at the coating at the interface. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, in conclusion, from the creation of man, clay is the modern advancement in the field of material science, shaping the industry of today. The journey of man and material is indivisible. Man is material, material is man. The ability to develop and exploit material for technological advancement is of great necessity. Nigeria is well endowed with natural resources, but the country has not been able to develop its full potential because of policy inconsistency, inadequate funding for research, and over-dependent on raw material exports. Lack of material industry has retarded industrialization, thereby making Nigeria dependent on export, on import, and susceptible to economic instability. If this nation is to be guaranteed a certain future, then investment in research, infrastructure, policies that encourage local content, and innovations in material development must be pursued. The development of corrosion resistance alloy, smart coatings, and biodegradable composite represent great opportunities for key industry in construction, oil and gas, energy, and manufacturing. There is need for collaboration between academia, industry, and government to drive innovation and economic growth. For Nigeria to rise to a full height, she must do so on the back of materials and that God has given to us. By harnessing these resources judiciously, we will be able to build a stronger self-reliance and global competitive nation if this is harnessed. My recommendation to the community and the nation: to ensure sustainable development and technological advancement, Nigeria must prioritize investment in material science and engineering, as it is the fundamental catalyst to infrastructure, industry, and national security. The government should support research and development in advanced material such as corrosion resistant alloy, composite, and biodegradable polymers to enhance durability and environmental sustainability. We need to increase funding for research institutions and university so that we can foster innovations and provide practical solutions to national challenges. It will also help in strengthening collaboration between academia, industry, and government, so as to bridge the gap that is in between the research and real-world application. We also need to understand that there is need to establish a specialized research center that will drive local material innovation, reducing dependence on import, and encourage corporate investment through tax incentives and grants. Local content policies should also be reinforced to ensure material for construction, transportation, and energy projects. The beneficiation of raw material that we have, like bauxite, the iron ore, the agro waste that we have, should be used to create things, because we create jobs and boost economic resilience. Sustainability must be emphasized through development of eco-friendly and high-performance materials. Mr. Benson, sir, education and capacity building is also essential. It will strengthen our up-to-date curriculum, vocational training, and expanded research grants to produce key professionals in material engineering. For national standards and regulation framework, this should be established for material development, testing, and certification to ensure quality and competitiveness in key industry. Lastly, the government should implement corrosion monitoring and prevention strategy to reduce maintenance costs and extend the lifespans of critical infrastructure in oil and gas, marine, and transportation sector. Nigeria must embrace emerging technology, including additive manufacturing. This is where we are lacking. Nanotechnology and smart coating to position itself to a leader in material science. A national roadmap should be developed to outline priority areas, funding mechanisms, and implementation strategy. With the right policy and investment, material science can drive industrialization, economic growth, and long-term national development. My acknowledgement, my deepest appreciation, sir, goes to God, who raises nobody from the dunghill and make him to sit with the princes. He is the helper of my destiny. For every happening in my life, Lord, I come today to return the glory to you. I appreciate the promoter of Bells University of Technology, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, for this noble and enviable platform you have created for us to maximize our potential. With great delight, I appreciate the Vice Chancellor, my mentor, and administrator par excellence. Sir, thank you for being a good father and an administrator mentor par excellence. Sir, you are a personified wisdom carrier. Your humility and commitment to Bells University can never be quantified. Thank you for always being there for us. I also extend my sincere appreciation to the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Registrar of this great university, and the Secretary to the Council, the Honorable Couple Partner, for always being there, always. The Bossa, my 25 each month. Thank you, sir, for an overwhelming support from you, sir. Thank you for prayer. Sometimes you call me to say thank you, Fayomi, and I appreciate you, sir. And to my friend, my very good friend, my sister, Global World, someone is harassing me every day, the university librarian of our great university, Dr. Felicia, thank you for being a good friend and a good advisor. Thank you. I deeply appreciate the deans and director for their dedication, the CODD members, the Senate members. Thank you. Your love and prayers and support is overwhelming. To the distinguished colleagues at Bells University, the students of our great university, the college student, I'm proud of you always. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for being part of my journey and for your continued support and encouragement. A special recognition goes to the gentlemen of the press whose work helped magnify the impact of education and research in our society. To my distinguished guests from far and near, many people landed this morning. Many people came from outside the country just to witness this occasion live. I want to thank you very much for being here. and to my immediate family. To the woman of my youth, my pilot blood wife, my God-given angel in human flesh, a confidant, a home builder, a trusted partner, a caring mother. You are a supportive entities. Thank you for your humility and being humble always. Dr. Gloria, which is Fayomi, thank you. Through your patience, kind and perfect love, we've driven fears. Your knowledge of me and the belief of God ordained plans for me and for us is to the last dove. You always occupy my heart with happiness. You are deeply appreciated always for your spiritual, physical, and emotional support at all times. To my God-given children, Isaac Jr. and Triumph, you are such a blessing for always being an obedient, godly, and loving kid. You gladden my heart innerly every time. You are such a gift I've always prayed for. Thank you for following in our footsteps. God in His mercy will keep you and preserve you for me and for this nation. Dear Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, it is a great privilege indeed to deliver the 6th inaugural lecture of Bronx University of Technology today. Thank you for listening.
A standing ovation and a rousing applause. Let's appreciate the inaugural lecture, and I will invite the inaugural lecture to present his lecture officially to the Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, please let's move towards the center for the official presentation, while I will call Thank you. I have the privilege to call on the Vice Chancellor to give his closing remarks. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Man is material. Material is man. Material is everything. I'm sure that will resound well with every one of us, to resonate well with all of us. We want to sincerely, again, congratulate Professor Fayomi. Truly has professed very well this morning in materials and materials technology. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a few things that caught my attention about this gentleman. 7 things about him, and I'm sure you must have observed that also. You could see the passion in him. He has passion for his discipline. It's exuding all over, throughout. It shows that he's actually very hardworking. That's obvious. To have published over 600 articles. For those of us in academia will know that. Thank you for clapping for him. Must be very hardworking to do that. Must be a very diligent worker. Was very diligent, obviously, following through with everything, and very persistent in doing things. He must be very thoughtful also. Each time he was doing things, he was thoughtful of the nation, he was thoughtful of human beings, he was thoughtful of his locality. I'm sure you could see that all through his presentation. A highly innovative person who has insight and who has foresight. This man showed very well with his far-reaching recommendations, not only for his discipline, but for Nigeria, for the world, even in general. Please give him another round of applause. This man is truly a professor of mechanical engineering, mostly in materials. Man is material, material is man, and material is everything. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on the program, I will call on the registrar for the presentation of gifts. We'll do the presentation of gifts now from the university to the inaugural lecturer. Mr. Registrar, sir.
Mr. Hakim of the Corporate Affairs Unit, your attention is required here.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hakim.
Mr. Hakim, please come with the plaque. I think he's coming, I could see him. While we are waiting for that, to have the plaque, please, we'd like to make announcement that all guests and Bells University staff community after this session should move to the marquee for proper reception, the book launch, and also the birthday, 41st birthday ceremony, and the 16th year wedding anniversary of the inaugural lecturer. So, after this session, we all move to the marquee for the book launch, for the 41st birthday, and the wedding anniversary. So that is part 2 of this. Thank you. We've learned today that everything is material, including man. So we appreciate that from a distinguished, exceptional and extraordinary professor. Thank you for the wonderful lecture, which was time conscious and insightful. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I invite the guest lecturer, Professor Fayomi, to step out. May I also humbly invite the Vice Chancellor to present the university souvenir to the guest lecturer.
Well, truly, man is material, isn't it? Did you say my shirt is material too? Very much, it is. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will agree with me that this professor deserves accolades for the presentation of today and for his hard work and of all, is being nationalistic in approach. Well, when he mentioned Ajaokuta, I wasn't too surprised. Being from Kogi State, he has a passion for his state, his home state, and that's any way for Nigeria. So, and thank you also for your contribution to Bells University of Technology. We appreciate this. Very hardworking professor, dean of the college, who has turned the College of Engineering around. Engineering students, give your dean a round of applause. Yeah, only the best is good for Bells. So on behalf of the university, we present this to you while congratulating you for your inaugural lecture, the 6th inaugural lecture, your 41st birthday, and your wedding anniversary. Congratulations. God bless you.
Can we sustain the applause? Let's appreciate the Vice Chancellor and the inaugural lecturer. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to call on the Registrar of the University, Mr. L.S. Tapa, to give the vote of thanks. Mr. Registrar, sir.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to really express our sincere appreciation to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, for providing the enabling environment for this inaugural lecture to hold today. Vice Chancellor, thank you very much, sir. I express our sincere appreciation to the bursar, the university librarian, all deans and directors here present. Thank you for honoring this invitation. I thank all members of Senate, all professors, all directors, all heads of department who have created time to attend this occasion. May I also express our sincere appreciation to the chairperson of BUPF, who is also here in this hall. I also thank all the way from Olabisi Onabanjo University, the registrar, Mr. Caleb Ilemobayo Bayo Urukoton. You're welcome. Thank you very much, sir. Bayo is one of us here who has just been appointed a substantive registrar at Olabisi Onabanjo University. Thank you for honoring this invitation. Thank you very much. I thank all our distinguished guests here present, all staff and students who have graced this occasion. To our guest lecturer, can we give him a very sound applause? Can we clap for him? Professor Fayomi has delivered a thought-provoking lecture this morning. We are very proud to be associated with you, and the university is very proud of you. I called him a scrupulous man, but we are falling apart. Professor Kuku has taken over from him. He has refused to mentor me, so I have found a new mentor who has helped me to publish about 15 scopus from last year. So you can see, the next inaugural lecture will be presented by my humble self. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming to grace this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the climax of this first session of this 6th inaugural lecture. May I please permit us to stand even as we take the university and the national anthem, and also after this the procession will leave in the reverse order, led by the principal officers, the vice chancellor, then the deans. Please, let's remain standing after the national anthem. Thank you.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our wandering first. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Thank you. While we remain standing, the academic procession led by the Vice Chancellor will be leaving. The management team, then the Davis. Let's remain standing and clear the aisles. Please, the distinguished visitors can join us outside for the photo session. For the group photograph, that will be outside. The invited guests, let's clear the aisle and remain standing. Do not forget that the second part of the program will be at the marquee, and we can wait to collect our food here if we have not collected one.